ألا من كنت مولاه فهذا علي مولاه، اللهم وال من والاه وعاد من عاداه.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم. ومن الناس من يقول آمنا بالله وباليوم الآخر وما هم بمؤمنين.
Assalamu alaikum. My husband was the first to introduce me to Islam. Of course, gratitude goes to God eventually, but through my husband, I got to know Islam. Frankly, I got to know Islam slowly, step by step, not quickly. I didn't know anything about Islam. My husband introduced me to some things in Islam, but then later on, I started to go to organizations and places where they teach Islam in. I was a Christian, and I see that there are lots of common things between Islam and Christianity. But what's different is that the second religion doesn't actually improve. Unlike in Islam, there's respect and improvement, and it has a clear culture. I mainly thank God for giving me patience. Because it's not easy for any person to transfer from one religion to another, trust me. Especially that the family doesn't easily accept it. I witnessed a lot of brusqueness from my cousins when they visit us or when I visited them. But one should accept all that, because you can't show them the opposite. In Islam, there are certain principles we should abide by concerning food or tahara. Like, if I go to my family's house and I was picky about this and that, they will think that I'm being strict and they will judge my religion in a negative way, right? Isn't that right? But that's why I should explain to them why things are done in this way in Islam. That's how things should be, so we should handle this stuff and be patient. It's too bad that one cannot show everyone his religion, because some people just don't accept this fact. Not everyone accepts this, especially when you're living in a foreign country. Like, if our cousin visit our house, I can't greet them like before. I just can't. They consider the situation something not easy. To them it's hard, but I don't think about it in life. I think about it for the afterlife. That's why it becomes easy to me. I can't think that if he's my cousin, I can greet him intimately. No, I should know that God forbids such a thing. It's not allowed. First of all, Islam, how can I say that? It educates one's personality, one's self, one's own self, basically by praying and by fasting. The person has to take a certain path, a straight path. He can't deal with things as if it were trading deals. No, he shouldn't think this way. He should do things thinking about it in the afterlife, not the profit of it in this life, because this life is temporary. After all, it's all gone. But he should think about it in the afterlife. Life differs a lot with Islam. It makes a person look to life in a whole different way. It gives life more value, especially in the daily matters. Maybe if these things happened before I become a Muslim, I couldn't have handled it. But Islam taught us about patience, and it taught us about faith that just gives the person devotion.
الإسلام علمنا أنه في صبر، أنه الإنسان لازم يكون عنده صبر، والإيمان بيوصل يعني الإنسان يعني بيعطيه
I faced a lot of difficulties because my parents were living in Paraguay. When I go visit them, I really feel that I am an immigrant because the way they look at you, it makes things hard to handle. But of course, at the same time, it's nice because it gives you the chance to show them the true Islam,
حلو لأنه أنت بتعطيهم أنه نظر أنه يشوف
not like the way they think about us as terrorists in this terribly wrong way.
مثل ما بقلنا مثلا إرهاب.
I went to the Hajj to Iraq and Iran, but I really can't describe the feeling because words can't express it truly. When you face the Kaaba, it's just a great feeling. It's just great, especially to us foreigners with different religion, because at that point we feel that God guided us to this place, and this is just amazing. I like to hear a lot about Imam Ali and Imam al-Sadiq, peace be upon them. I like to know a lot about their wisdoms. Frankly, I like all what they say. Everything they say instructs people how to live in a right way. I lived in Brazil and I learned in the Husseiniya about religion. You know, it's normal that people in foreign countries look to Islam in a bad way because media pictures to them Islam as terrorism. Unlike its true content and unlike what we know Islam is like. Islam is a religion of forgiveness, and it guides people to live right and how to deal with others. I used to wear abaya. It was so hard to handle people back then when I wore it, because I felt like people are running away from me. They are all scared of me. If I go out to a public place, no one would sit beside me. If I use the bus, people are alarmed. Once I was holding something. It was anything. It wasn't anything important. And when I entered the place, the alarm started beeping. They thought I held explosions in the sack. They closed the door and they searched my stuff to make sure that I have nothing explosive. That's how things were back then, unfortunately. That depends on our manners in dealing with such situations, and by showing them that Islam is not what they're seeing in the media. Islam is just totally different, not like they know. Frankly, previously things were harder than nowadays because, you know, now there are a lot of Muslims in Paraguay and in Brazil and in the whole world actually. Frankly, it depends on the way we as Muslims behave, unlike what the media is trying to show. Here comes our role to show true Islam.